What if the one thing haunting you was also a part of you? In The Woman in the Yard, a grieving mother trapped in her memories and guilt begins to unravel when a mysterious veiled woman appears on her property. But the question remains, is the woman in the yard real or a reflection of something darker inside? The movie opens in a bright sunny morning. Ramona sits alone, watching an old video of her late husband David on her phone. In the video, David smiles as he tells her about a dream where their farmhouse is beautifully decorated and the yard is blooming with her favorite irises. He asks what they should name the house, but Ramona gently replies not every house needs a name. David, ever the optimist, insists theirs should have one. As the video ends, and she rewinds it to watch again until her teenage son Taylor opens the blinds and informs her the electricity is out. She says nothing, and frustrated, he walks away. Ever since the car accident that killed David, Ramona has been left unable to walk properly and now uses a cane. Alone, she quietly prays for strength before heading to check on her daughter Annie, who's busy reading stories to her stuffed penguin. Ramona smiles, then notices Taylor playing in the yard with their dog, Charlie. When they realize the dog food is gone, Taylor improvises and feeds Charlie some leftovers. Heading to the kitchen, Taylor discovers they're out of matches and searches the attic for a lighter. There, he finds his father's old belongings and a coffee cup. Meanwhile, Ramona debates taking her medication, but ultimately decides against it. She realizes her phone is dead and slowly makes her way downstairs. She's startled to find Annie using a knife to cut cheese and tells her to stop, asking Taylor to be more watchful. As she sits down, she notices no plate was set for her. Taylor quickly corrects that, pouring milk into David's old cup, a quiet moment of memory she doesn't address. Taylor asks if she called about the electricity. Ramona explains her phone's dead. He vents his frustration, but she brushes it off, saying he can survive a day without video games. Suddenly, Charlie vomits. Ramona demands to know what he was fed, and Taylor admits the dog food was finished. She tells him to chain the dog outside. As she looks out the window, Ramona sees a strange figure sitting in the yard. The sight triggers traumatic flashbacks of the car accident. Taylor sees it too and teases Annie, saying the woman might be a ghost. Ramona snaps at him to stop and insists the woman is probably lost. Since they can't call the police, she advises the kids to stay inside while she checks it out. Annie quietly murmurs, "Dad would have known what to do." Outside, Ramona approaches the woman cloaked in black with her face hidden under a veil. When asked what she wants, the woman replies in a strange, distorted voice, "How did I get here?" She asks Ramona's name, then asks if she's married, noting her wedding ring. Disturbed, Ramona tells her to leave, warning her that her husband will be home soon. But the woman chillingly replies, "He's not coming back. He died in the crash, the same one that took your legs." Then she shows her blood-covered hands and whispers, "Today is the day you called for me." Terrified, Ramona runs back toward the house. She notices the chickens in the hen house are all dead. When she tries to charge her phone in the car, she finds that it's also not working. Back inside, Taylor prepares to head out, but is stopped when Ramona bursts through the door. She lies, saying the woman escaped from a nursing home and that she was just looking in the car for a flashlight in case the power stays out. To shift the focus, Ramona offers Annie some ice cream. But Taylor presses on, did she ask the woman's name? Ramona coldly says no and that the woman wasn't the talkative type. Taylor brings up getting their father's gun, but Ramona immediately shuts that idea down and tells him to go to his room. When he refuses, she throws a cup in frustration. Taylor doesn't react and quietly moves to the next room. Trying to de-escalate, Ramona promises that once power returns, she'll call the police. Then Annie quietly says, "The woman is getting closer." They all look sure enough, the woman has moved nearer. Later, Taylor naps while Annie does homework. Ramona, lost in thought, starts picking at her stitched wound until it bleeds. Annie snaps her out of it by asking how to spell a word. Ramona looks at the stitches again, they're undisturbed. She calmly corrects, "Annie, R goes to the right." Annie asks why Ramona stopped drawing. Ramona admits she doesn't have any images left in her mind. A few minutes later, Ramona slowly steps outside again, clutching her walking stick tightly. The sun is beginning to dip lower, casting long, eerie shadows across the yard. The woman's chair is still there, unmoved, but something's wrong. Charlie's gone. The silence in the yard feels heavier now, more oppressive. Ramona's eyes scan every corner, every bush, every patch of the grass. All she finds is Charlie's chain, embedded deep into the dirt like it was swallowed by the earth itself. A chill runs down her spine. Inside, Taylor stirs from his nap. As he sits up, the first thing he notices is the mud streaked across the floor. Following the trail, he looks at his mother's shoes. One of them is caked in fresh, wet mud. Confused and unsettled, he turns to Annie, who is busy with her homework at the table. She spells out a word aloud, R-E-D, but it's wrong. Again, Taylor gently corrects her, but his mind is elsewhere. Trying to shake the tension, he grabs a ball from the floor and begins tossing it against the wall. The repeated thud irritates Ramona, who's standing nearby. The sound grates on her already frayed nerves. Taylor, now visibly frustrated, suggests taking the car and driving to the neighbors to get help. Ramona immediately refuses, reminding him sharply that he's not old enough to drive. Taylor pushes back. What if he just walked to Aurora Acres, the nearby farm? It's not far. But again, Ramona denies him, her voice firm. It's in that moment Taylor says something harsh, something thoughtless, something that cuts Ramona deep. Her expression changes instantly. Her grip on the cane tightens. Without thinking, she throws the ball out the open window. It lands with a soft thud in the yard. She scolds Taylor for always ignoring her, never listening. Then her anger spills over onto Annie, who simply asks for help with a letter. Ramona snaps, criticizing her for misspelling it again. The silence that follows is deafening. Ramona suddenly realizes what she's done. She sees the fear in Annie's eyes and immediately softens. Her voice breaks as she apologizes, bending down beside her daughter. But her mind plays cruel tricks. She envisions herself holding a knife, lashing out at Annie in rage. Only it's not Annie, it's a pillow. The vision vanishes as quickly as it came, leaving Ramona trembling. A scream tears through the house. Annie has stepped on the shards of the broken cup from earlier while trying to get a glass of water. Ramona hurries to her, helping her up, checking the wound. It's not too deep, but it's enough to draw blood. Guilt floods Ramona's face as she tends to the cut. "I'm sorry," she whispers. Annie, ever innocent, simply replies, "It's okay. Accidents happen, just like when Dad crashed the car." Meanwhile, Taylor has had enough. Determined, he picks up a heavy metal rod and grabs the car keys. He storms out, calling for Charlie again, but the yard remains silent. No bark, no rustle, nothing. He climbs into the driver's seat, slams the door shut, and tries to start the car, but the engine won't turn over, not even a flicker. That's when he notices something chilling. The veiled woman is no longer sitting in the chair. Suddenly, he catches a glimpse of her reflection in the side mirror. Panic overtakes him. He leaps out and starts swinging the metal rod in every direction, yelling for her to show herself. Ramona rushes out, grabbing his arm mid-swing just in time to stop him from accidentally hitting her. Her voice is sharp, urgent. "Taylor, it's me." They hurry back inside. Taylor, now fully unraveling, lashes out. He accuses her of everything, lying about the woman, hiding what really happened with the car, and worst of all, not telling the truth about Charlie. "He's dead, isn't he?" he shouts. "Just admit it. You're lying to all of us." Ramona, exhausted and overwhelmed, finally breaks. She throws a laundry basket across the room in frustration. Taylor storms off and retrieves his father's rifle. There's only one bullet loaded. The packet nearby is empty. He doesn't hesitate. He locks Ramona inside one of the rooms and tells Annie to stay put and not to come out, no matter what. Outside, Taylor confronts the woman. She rises as if summoned, quiet but imposing. Slowly, she lifts her hands and removes her veil. Her face is pale and unreadable, but her words strike like lightning. "Your mother lied," she says calmly. "She wasn't telling you everything about the crash." Inside, Ramona pleads through the door. Annie, scared but trusting, unlocks it. Ramona embraces her tightly, whispering thank you. Taylor storms back in, his voice shaking. "You told us Dad lost control, that he caused the accident." Ramona doesn't respond immediately. She looks into his eyes and sees not just anger, but hurt. The truth can no longer stay buried. She begins slowly. They had just moved into the farmhouse. It was supposed to be a fresh start, but she didn't feel new. She felt hollow. During dinner one night, David noticed her mood and asked what was wrong. She told him that she felt like she was disappearing, like she had no space left for herself. She was everything to everyone, and it wasn't enough. David was kind, gentle, but firm. "We can't keep moving," he said. "We left the city for you." Ramona nodded, but inside, she knew she couldn't stay. While David stepped away to pay the bill, Ramona took the keys. She wanted air, space. She wanted to drive alone. Out on the rain-soaked road, something appeared in the rearview mirror, a woman in black, just for a second. Then the crash. While they talk, Annie sees a ball roll across the hallway. Thinking it's Charlie, she gets up and follows. A door creaks, then slams shut. She screams. The woman is there, a shadow, a silhouette. Ramona and Taylor rush in. They grab Annie and pull her away just as the room begins to fall apart. Furniture crashes, glass shatters. It's chaos. They retreat to the attic, slamming the door behind them. But the woman follows. The attic door rattles violently. Then they see her rising in the beam of their flashlight. Ramona grabs a piece of wood and swings it at her. Taylor tries to assist, but he's flung aside. Annie is the only one left standing. She points the flashlight directly at the woman. The woman kneels, whispering gently, "I won't hurt you. You're just coming home." Her voice is soft, hypnotic. Taylor gets up, grabs his mother, and holds her. But then they realize Annie is gone. They race downstairs. Ramona tells Taylor to stay while she ventures into a dimly lit room she's never noticed before. Inside is David, lying on a bed, smiling just like in the video. "I had that dream again," he says. For a brief, heartbreaking moment, Ramona smiles. She steps forward, drawn to the warmth and comfort, but something is wrong. The clock ticks backward. Her name on the wall is reversed. The mirror shows her distorted reflection. When David reaches out and starts to choke her, she realizes it's not real. She wakes outside, seated in the same chair the woman had once occupied. Snapping back, Ramona rushes to the attic. She finds Annie lying still, blood on her hand, but she's breathing, alive. Ramona tells Taylor to get her downstairs to safety. Then, with shaking hands, she picks up the rifle and faces the woman. The woman doesn't move. She speaks gently. "You asked for strength. You prayed for it. I am that strength. I'm here to help you let go." Ramona, now broken but clear-eyed, asks, "Will my children be okay?" The woman nods. "They will, once you let go." Ramona sees a vision Taylor and Annie, grown up, joyful, living free. The burden she's carried won't be theirs anymore. She wipes her tears and asks for a final moment to say goodbye. Downstairs, she tells Taylor to take Annie to the neighbors and ask for help. Annie hands her the stuffed penguin, "So you won't feel alone." Back upstairs, Ramona prepares. The woman is beside her, lifting the gun gently. Their shadows merge as one. Just before the final moment, Ramona sees the penguin again. Later, she steps out of the house. Taylor and Annie run to her, embracing her tightly. Taylor asks, "Will the woman come back?" Ramona smiles softly. "If she does, I'll be ready." Outside, a new sign hangs over the porch, Iris Haven. The electricity hums back to life. Charlie, very much alive, runs to them, tail wagging. Inside, on Ramona's easel, her name appears reversed, a quiet signal that she may now live within her own chosen peace.